you are on Facebook so you get the latest and greatest lessons. Today I'm going to be giving you all sorts of tips on how to play the piano that will be helpful whether you are a beginner just starting out or you have been playing for a while. So it's about 3 lessons in one, so make sure you pay attention. So I just want to make sure it looks like everything's starting today, which I'm very excited about. Let me get that off because I think you might be able to hear that. Hello everybody. Hello Emma and all. Let's get started here. I don't want to waste any time, but feel free to say hello while I'm bringing up the thing today. But we're pretty much ready to go. So thank you for holding on. All right. Here we go. That'll be the first one we do. Okay, let me make sure really quick that the sound and everything is good. Please let me know if it is not. But it's always good to double check. All right, it sounds like we're good. Like I said, if anything along the way is not good, let me know. Here we go. We're just going to get right on into it. And yeah, here we go. Your piano teacher, Tim here, and today I'm going to give you tips on how to play with both hands easier. Tip number 1 is to make sure that you are ready to play with both hands. What do I mean by this? Well, what I mean is you need to have the groundwork laid to be able to play with both hands. You need to know the layout of the piano keyboard, for instance. You need to know that that's an A and that's a C and that's an E and so forth. You need to know how to read music. You need to know about basic rhythm. You need to know about all the basics, because when you start to put hands together, the coordination, or your attention rather, is going to be focused on the coordination between both hands. So you want all the pieces laid before you do that. Otherwise, you're going to be focusing on too much, and it'll be impossible. Let's move right on to tip number 2, which is... All right, hold on. I don't know how it changed pages, but here we go. All right. You want to learn each part separately, and that you can interpret this in a few different ways. The first way is you can obviously learn the right hand first and then the left hand. Let's get a book out here first so I can show you. So like say we were learning waltzing chords, right? You would learn the left hand. I mean, you could learn the right hand first, but you learn the left hand separately, then the right hand, and then what you're going to do after you can play them hands separately pretty well is put them hands together, but you want to slow it way down when you put it hands together. Again, this kind of ties into number 1, where it's laying the groundwork ahead of time. If you know the notes and patterns in the right hand, you know the notes and patterns in the left hand, well, hey, guess what? When you're ready to put them together, it'll just make it easier for you. Another way you can break things down into different pieces other than left hand and right hand is to basically section off the piece. So do the first 2 lines and then learn the next 2 lines and then the next 2. Don't try to play from beginning to end hands together right away. So the point of this tip is to break things down into smaller pieces, making it easier and more manageable. Let's take a look at number 3. And while we do that, I just want to take a quick peek. No sound of the piano. Can you guys still not hear the piano? Please let me know. Sorry for being late. You guys should be able to hear the piano. All right, we're going to get right onto it because actually this one doesn't require a lot of piano stuff. But everybody, please double check. Please let me know if you can't hear the piano. You should be hearing it then. All right, we're going to move on though, because like I said, the rest of this lesson isn't too focused on that. Okay, here we go. The third tip is to basically play, to play, when you first play things hands together, to play the passage at half speed or slower, really as slow as you need to go to play through the piece. Now, this is mostly an issue when you're learning a piece that is well known, like for Elise. The tendency is to want to play it at full speed right away. Well, guess what? Is if you're a beginner, at least, you're not going to be able to do that. So what you want to do, say I've learned this, the right hand part, I know where the notes are and everything. Well, when I put it hands together, it might be more like this at first. Again, it's as slow as I need it to go to be able to play the notes correctly. If I'm messing up, what should I do? I should freaking slow down. All right, let's get on to the next tip. All right, let me double check real quick. No sound. Now, can you not hear? Okay, apparently you guys cannot hear. Can you not hear me, or you can just not hear the piano? Because I'm trying to figure out why that would be. Oh, I know why it is. Hold on. I think I know why. Hold on. Yes. Yes. Okay, I think I got it right. I think I messed it up. Sorry, guys. Okay, you should be able to hear the piano now, which means so let me know when you can hear it. Not the piano. Okay. Okay, the piano starting now. You should be able to hear it. So I will not continue until we get some piano sound in here, because as you can see, it could be a problem. Yes, it's working. There we go. Okay, good. Yeah, see, what I was doing is I was copying the left signal to the right when it should be averaging them. So good. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to redo just the last tip we did, because that one required the piano a little bit more. So, yeah, so I'm going to, let me make sure, learn each part separately. I'm going to do that. So we're going to start from number 2, and then we're going to continue. So, it's our first day back, so of course we're going to have something a little bit pop up. Sorry about that. So we're just going to start from number 2, which was the one we were basically on. So then we're going to continue. Okay, and on with the rest of it. All right, here. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Glad I checked. Tip number 2 is to learn each part separately. Again, this ties to the tip number 1, where I said laying out the groundwork ahead of time. Basically, learning all the little parts will make it easier when you're putting hands together, because that's where your concentration is going to go. Well, the same thing goes for this. You want to learn, especially if you're in the beginning, your right hand first, and then your left hand. And then once you can play your right hand fairly well with little mistakes, and your left hand fairly well with little mistakes, then you put them together. But you go super slow, which actually I'll talk about in the next tip. You can actually break this down in other ways. You can even break down music into here we go. Break down music into like sections. So say I have this waltzing chords piece here. I could learn the first measure first, and then once I get that right, hands together, then I can learn the second one, and then see if I can play through both of those together, and then add one more, see if I can play all 3. So I'm just adding a little bit more each time. You can do that. So basically the whole point of this tip is to simplify things for yourself, either by breaking it up hands separate, breaking it down into smaller sections, so it's easier and more manageable for you to be able to play with both hands. This really helps, trust me. All right, let's get on to tip number 3, which is when you are first putting things hands together, you want to go super duper duper slow. Wait, let me do this. So when you're first putting things together, you want to go like at least half speed, but as slow as you possibly need to go to be able to play through it hands together. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So this is especially an issue with pieces that you recognize, for release, the tendency is to want to play it at full speed right away. Well, guess what? If you're a beginner, that ain't going to happen. You're just going to confuse yourself and frustrate yourself. So what you need to do is you need to play the passage at half speed, or literally as slow as you need to go, while still retaining accuracy and coordination between both hands. So if I was messing that up again and again, I would slow it down even further. You may have to go at a turtle's pace to make it through, but don't worry, it doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. It's perfectly fine. In fact, encouraged, especially when you're first putting things hands together. Let's take a look at the next tip, which is going to be learn your scales and hand-in exercises. I'm going to have Carrie edit some pictures of what those are going to look like, the covers of each one. And in fact, nope. Never mind, I thought I had the book behind me. But anyway, you want to get a scale book and a hand-in book. Scales are great because they involve playing the same notes between each hand in parallel, and this helps develop basic coordination and finger crosses. There are tons of scales to learn. This particular lesson isn't about scales, but that's what a scale is pretty much and why it's useful. Hand-in exercise involves the same thing, where you're playing in parallel. However, the patterns are different than the scales. So these two types of exercises are a great start when learning how to play hands together and develop that really necessary basic coordination between both hands. All right, just want to check in real quick. Hey, welcome everybody. Oh my goodness, thank you, Emma. Emma has given me 20 in Denmark tokens. I don't know, sorry, I'm calling them Denmark tokens. I don't know what they're called. But thank you so much, Emma. I appreciate that. All right. Here we go. So learn your hand-in and scale exercises. The next one is tip is to sit up straight. Now, why is this important? Well, for a number of reasons. One, sitting up straight, even though it may be hard at first, actually is easier on your back, on your joints and everything, because what happens is if you start to do this, and we've all done this, right? You sit at a computer, and then what happens is your lower back is going to start to hurt because you're putting like pressure on your spine in places it's not supposed to be. So learn how to sit up straight. Another great reason you want to learn how to sit up straight is it allows you to play up and down the piano a bit more effectively, because you can pivot so much easier because you're standing up straight. If you're down like this, it just makes it really hard. Also notice how my hands come in like this when I'm hunched over. So as you can see, I even over-exaggerated it. Some of us may actually look like that after an hour of practice. But as you can see, just from my over-exaggeration, you could see how that alone could make it harder to play with both hands. So work on your posture. Don't drive yourself crazy with it though. Like if you're new to sitting up straight, it's gonna like kind of make your muscles tired to do it, and don't worry about that. Just practice it in. Don't drive yourself crazy over it though. Don't let it ruin your practice or your progress. Just have something, maybe have a mirror nearby or a camera every once in a while. Make sure you're sitting up straight. It will help you out. All right, the next tip is relax and don't tense up. This kind of goes along with sitting up straight, right? So you want to sit up straight. You don't want to be like tense, like I'm flexing. You want to be sitting up straight, but you actually want your arms gently at your side and your shoulders relaxed at your side. And that's how you should play, like relaxed and not. A lot of students do this, especially when they see a difficult section of music coming up. So let me show you an example here. So like say I have this, no, let's say I have this one. This is a good example. And I got have yourself a merry little Christmas. Well, what will happen is students say, like the hardest part I think of this piece is right up here in the top of the second page. So what do students do all the time? When they get there, they tense up because they know it's coming. The anxiety gets to them. So just be aware of tensing up and try to stay relaxed. It is something that will take time to get right, but make sure you're working that in. All right, let's get on to 7. What do you think 7 is going to be? 7 is this. Oops. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I must hit numlock. All right. So, those go over there. Before you start playing, let me move everything up so I wasn't planning on actually showing you like this, but here we go. So before you start playing, I want you to do some simple hand, like stretches and relaxation exercises. So hold your hands out in a fist, relax them. Tense up in a fist, relax them. Tense up, relax them. Then just get used to engaging those muscles. Then what I want you to do is kind of relax them, then have your fingers point out. Relax them, fingers point out, relax it, or stretching the muscles in their different ways. And I need to cut my fingernails, which is tip number, it's another tip. All right, so what you want to do, by the way, if your fingernails get too long, they get clickety-clackety on the keyboard, that's why. Anyways, what you want to do after that, now this one, just be careful. Don't like go full, because that can kind of hurt your fingers sometimes. Just like kind of interlock them together and just kind of gently, just very gently push out. If you feel any pain, don't do it. If you're ever feeling any sort of like significant pain, see a doctor. You know, I get that question a lot. Like, oh, I'm having a tense pain when I'm doing this wrist motion. Like, oh, you need to see somebody else about that, because I'm just not qualified. But anyway, do those sort of stretches. You can either lay your even lay your hands flat on the table like that. I always find that feels pretty good. And then sometimes I like to even, let me show you here. Sometimes I even like to do this and then kind of press my hands together just a little bit. Again, if you overdo it, it's going to hurt, and you don't want that. You just want a gentle stretch. That kind of really helps stretch in here, I found. All right, let's take a look. Oh yeah, all the stretches will help you stay relaxed and be able to play up and down the piano more effectively. Same way you would stretch before running a marathon or doing anything physical. All right, let's get on to the next. This is the most important tip of all. So I really hope you're still paying attention, and I really hope you're paying the most attention right now, because the next tip number 8, is the most important one. Are you ready? Are you ready what the next tip is? You need to watch more of my videos. So watch the next. I actually have some great videos on playing with both hands. I'm going to put those right here just for you. Make sure you click that. That's the number one thing you want to do. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell, all notifications, so when the newest lessons come out, you don't miss a beat. This has been Tim, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, we're going to continue. We still have more to go. That was just the end of the first lesson. Let me check in real quick with the chat. Anxiety. You guys are having fun there in the chat. I like that. All right, we're going to just continue right along. Okay, that one I'm not going to do yet. Sorry, I have like a bunch of lessons ready, actually. Like, I've been working behind the scenes the last few months on some new ideas. And here we go. Perfect. All right, this is the next one we're doing, which is the mistakes you didn't know you were making playing piano. But here we go. I'm going to do the intro, and we're going to roll right on into it. I feel like Philly D today. All right. Let me make sure I can see what we're talking about. Here we go. Okay. Your piano teacher, Tim here. Today it's 6 mistakes on piano you didn't know you were making. Mistake number 1 is you aren't playing relaxed. You're tensing up for one reason or another. You didn't practice enough, and you got your lesson today. Your teacher freaks you out. I don't know. Let me restart that one. Sorry about that. It's your piano teacher, Tim, here, and today it's 6 mistakes you didn't know you were making on piano. Tip number 1, not tip number 1. Mistake number 1 is that you aren't playing relaxed. You're tensing up for one reason or the other. Either your teacher makes you anxious, or you didn't practice enough this week, or you just got your taxes due, or whatever is on your mind that can make you tense up. You're playing too tensed. You need to relax. This is so important. A lot of people don't understand. Sorry. Let me try that again. What's going on here? It keeps moving this around. Hold on. Of course. Here we go. Sorry. It keeps jumping around. Okay. I'm just gonna go right into tip number 1 again. Tip number 1 is that you're not playing relaxed enough. You're tensing up for one reason or another, and it's causing you to tense up, and it actually limits your ability to play up and down the piano effectively. So sit up straight, but make sure you're relaxed, both in your body and your mind. You don't need to be anxious. It's okay. It's okay. You might mess up a little bit, and you'll be just fine. So just relax. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 is... this one's great. You're creating unnecessary anxiety for things that are going to come naturally. I get these questions all the time. Tim, I've been playing for a week and I can't play with both hands together. What's wrong with me? And the answer is nothing. It's totally normal to struggle with certain things in the first days, weeks, months, years of playing. It depends on what it is and how long you've been playing. But it's totally normal to have those struggles. And like note reading, for example. If you don't get note reading in the first week, month, don't worry about it. Keep working on it. It takes time to get this stuff. And I just find like a lot of students create extra drama, being like, Tim, I need to ask Tim this question. Like, is something wrong with me? What do I need to do about it? And most of the time the answer is just keep practicing. Just keep working on it. And it comes with time. Yeah, and now, like, if you really, really struggle with something, you might want to ask a teacher about it, and maybe their answer will be the same as mine. But I just find most of the time the answer is actually just wait it out and keep playing. Let's take a look at the next mistake, which is, this one gets me. You're not adjusting your bench or your posture before you play. Why is this important? Well, it's important because obviously to play up and down the piano effectively, as I've said before, you need to be sitting up straight, appropriate distance from the piano. If you think about it, say I was playing piano like this. You can't quite, maybe you can see it. Wait, hold on. There's my bench. You can see that it's not it's not straight. And what if I play like this? Well, one, it's going to twist my back up into shape. And two, what happens is my right arm has to reach out way further than my left arm. So taking the extra time to adjust the bench, either the height, the distance from the piano, whether it's straight or not, it is really, really worth it. And even if you're playing at home, you still want to make practice doing this because one, it's a good habit. And two, you never know if you bump into your bench. I do that all the time. I get up and the bench falls over or something happens to it. And then I have to readjust it. So you never know what little things, your little brother could come in and mess with it. So you never know what may throw it out of whack. So double check that. Let's get on to the next tip or mistake that you should avoid, which is you're relying too much on your memory, or you're not memorizing anything at all. So I met a student one time who was, I'm reluctant to call him a prodigy, but he definitely had a very natural inkling for music. And what he would do is he would read a passage of music and then he'd have it memorized, like play it twice, like once or twice. But it was the most annoying thing in the world because what he would do is during the lesson, I'd be like, oh, well, measure 13, you made this mistake. And he's like, okay, okay. Well, the next time I come in, measure 13, the same mistake is there. And the problem is that he's playing it from his memory, and he's no longer looking at the sheet music. So his memory, while very, very, very good, is imperfect. And this can create a problem because if you're so reliant on your memory, it's really hard to break free from that. There's the other way around this, or the other problem, is that a lot of students don't memorize anything at all. So it's generally good practice to memorize. You don't have to memorize every single piece ever, but especially if you're starting out, why not memorize some of the shorter ones? It's good practice. It's good for your mind. But the main point we memorize piano music, you may have noticed, like, well, I went to a piano concert, or I went to like an orchestra, and I wondered why the violinists, they had music in front of them and the pianists did not. And that's like a pretty standard thing. Well, what was told to me, the main reason behind that is when you have a piece memorized as a pianist, you can concentrate then on all of the other musical things going on. So take a look at the example we were just looking at, waltz time, right? And say, I spent time to memorize this. I have all the notes down. I know where the repeats are, all some of the smaller details. Well, guess what? Because I have it memorized, I can now focus on, say, bringing out the melody, maybe adding in more of the dynamics. Again, it's like when you were playing, I was giving the tips with the two-hand playing. The more of the groundwork you can lay ahead of time, memorizing, the more you can focus on the musical aspect of it. So memorize your pieces. If nothing else, it's just good for your mind. Okay. Mistake 5 is that you don't have any goals on piano. Maybe you did it first. Maybe you're like, oh, I just want to learn. And then you learned, you learned some notes, you learn how to play some pieces. But then you're like, I don't know, I don't really want to play anymore. And the reason that can happen is that you just don't have a goal. Maybe you reached one of your goals, and then you're just like, man, you're just kind of meander all over the place. You're just learning, but not really working towards anything. So it's always good to have a goal, whether it's like a recital or just like learning a piece you've always wanted to play, or learning a certain concept in music. You always want to have a goal and another goal after you reach the goals that you're pursuing. Because believe it or not, if you do things right, you're going to reach those goals, and then you're going to say to yourself, now what? And so you always got to keep that in mind. Having goals will take you far everywhere in life, as opposed to not having them. All right, number 6 is you are limiting your horizons by telling yourself, I'm not good at this. I don't play that type of music. I don't play jazz. I don't care about jazz. I'm a classical player. No. This is bad. You want to actually broaden your horizons as much as possible. Sorry, this is getting really hot in here. But anyway, you want to broaden your horizons as much as possible. So learning different genres of music, learning different styles, learning different rhythms is all going to help you become a well-rounded musician. You will also be surprised that, like, learning pop music, you might learn a chord pattern that you might happen to see in a classical piece you're playing and be like, oh, because I was working on that, it makes it a little bit easier. So you never know where things will come in handy. So make sure that you broaden your horizons, and I challenge you, yes, you, to learn something new today or this week. Make it part of your practice. All right, let's get on to mistake number 7. This one is the most important one, and I hope you've been paying attention up until now. And I hope you're about to take some notes, because this one's a doozy. It's like by far the most important thing I've ever said on the channel. And hold on, let me take a drink before we get to it, just make you wait a little bit. Okay, the final tip. Ready? The 7th mistake, the secret 7th. This was the 6 mistakes. This is the secret one. Is that you haven't seen enough of my videos. Watch the next video right there. It's specifically going to be about mistakes that you make on piano, but they're going to be different ones. So you want to pay attention. I'm going to put that right there just for you. It's been your piano teacher, Tim, here, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Have a good one. All right, continuing on here. It's a secret. All right, guys. No, don't leave yet. We're continuing. Sorry. You can leave if you want. Actually, thanks for coming by, so-and-so. But we are continuing. I did that outro for that part of the lesson. We still have one more to go. I should have mentioned that. So we're going to do that one. Don't leave. Stop leaving. I was telling somebody this the other day because she was asking me because she's starting a YouTube channel. And I was telling her, I was like, don't indicate in your videos that the video's ending, because as soon as you're like, well, guys, that does it for today, they jump off the video. So I got to be careful not to take my own advice on that. Emma, stop it. I think Emma's trolling me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, here we go. We're going to continue. Somebody's warning us about the end times, I think. Anyways, let's continue. We got one more to get through today. Trying to decide exactly which one because I have a couple of different options. I think I'm going to do this one. Yeah. All right, here we go. There are 3 things while learning piano that blew my mind, and I got to tell you about them right now. Okay, here we go. Hold on. There we go. All right. Sorry, I just had to add a little detail in there. All right, let me show you the first thing. Uh-oh, guys. Hold on. Sorry about this. I think that this might be dead. And I don't know where the other batteries are at. Hold on. Hopefully I can fix this. Well, guys, of course this would happen right now. Hold on. Well, shoot, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, my stylus pen is dead, which is great. Anyways, let me. I think I know what to do. Hold on. Do. Sorry, guys, got to do like a backup thing here. Which is weird because I used the pen the other day. But anyways, All right, maybe I'll do this. Hold on. You're probably like, what is happening right now? Okay. All right, let's bring it, let me kind of figure out, I might actually do another lesson in place of this one for right now. I did not expect that thing to die on me. So. All right, guys, no need to fight over. Wait, what is Piano Arts doing? Piano Arts, please calm down. Best demonic dream ever. All right, guys. Let's get it going here. I want to maybe redo or do a different one. Yeah, we can. We're gonna do this. This one works better. Okay. Hey students, Tim here again, and I'm going to show you 3 proven ways to practice your rhythm. One great way to practice your rhythm is to take some sheet music and chart out the rhythm in the measures. Ideally, you should learn rhythm first, or the very basics of it, because to do this, you really need to know how that works. Let's find another, yeah, let's do this one. So I'm just going to do Good Morning to You really quick to show you how to do this and basically how it's going to help you. So what you want to do is you want to write out the beats for each measure, and we are at 3/4, meaning that we got 3 beats in each, that can fit in each measure. However, this first one's a weird one because it's a not ledger line, a pickup measure all on its own. And if you know anything about pickup measures, that's beat 3. And you got beats 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now this one's like a pretty easy example, but I can already show you how this is going to help you. First of all, this is going to get used to counting 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that is actually a useful skill when learning how to play, or when playing piano. You should actually be. So sorry, I got distracted. You should actually be counting in your head, or even out loud if you want, while you're playing, because it really helps make sure you're on the right beat, you're holding the things for the right amount, so on and so forth. Another way this is writing the beats is going to help you is it helps you line up where the right hand and left hand hit. So right here, you know that the left hand hits on beat 1. You're holding beat 1 because you got a half note. On beat 2, you hit this one, and beat 3. So you can see how they kind of line up vertically now. And that actually makes it a lot easier, at least for me. When I was first learning rhythm, it made it a lot easier to visualize rhythm as I got more and more practice writing down the rhythms. Now, what you should do, oh my goodness, I'm a mess today. Wait, oh, there it is. What you should do is challenge yourself, though. So say you're super good at counting in 3/4. You know all the basic rhythms. Well, what you want to do is you want to go and you want to find a piece until you find something that you don't know. You know, because that will give you some extra practice, you know, counting. So like right here, for example, that one's a little bit different than what we've counted. So I already know how to count this. 1, 2, and 3. And then I know that that hits on beat 4. So that even here it helps me line up the beats because I got bum, bump, bump, bum, bump, bump. You know that that hits on beat 4, and it's easier to visualize it that way. So a great practice thing is to just take your music, write down the beats. You should be doing that anyways. Let's get on to number 2, which is a little less obvious. All right, here we go. All right, give me a second, guys. There it is. Okay, this one is called rhythmrandomizer.com. And what it does, believe it or not, is it gives you a random rhythm to practice. But let's take a look. It's a little bit more to it than that. So what it's going to do is it's going to give you this, by the way, is the basically like the rhythm clef. There's actually a name for it. I forget what it is. But anyway, what it does then is it gives you a rhythm to clap out. So this would be 1, 2, E, and a 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then you got to clap with it. Now, the great thing about it is they didn't have this before, is that there's a playback feature. So you click this, it has like a metronome that counts out, and then you basically clap along with a playback track, which is amazing because that's pretty much the only way you're going to be able to check your accuracy on these. But this, as I'm trying to say, is great practice for getting a variety of rhythms really quickly, maybe ones you haven't seen before. And you just click and it creates a new one for you. You can even start a metronome so it counts off the beats, and then you can clap along just with that if you want. Now, one thing I said is that you can even find rhythms that you're not used to. But what I recommend at first is you click on the settings menu up here, and then what you want to do, or if you're paying attention, is you only want to click on things that you know about first. So you want to click on, maybe if you know your whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, you click on those, click on those, click on those. If you haven't learned about these mixed rhythms yet, there's no point in adding them in right now because you're probably not going to be able to clap them correctly. So scratch that. You actually always want to be learning or practicing on this particular exercise at least, stuff that you already know. It will make it more manageable. So learn like how 16th notes work on their own, and then practice them over here. This is called rhythmrandomizer.net. I'm going to put a link in the description just for you. Let's take a look at the next one, which is super duper important. So when I was in music school, it's story time, everybody. So when I was in music school, one of the first days I come in and Van Stiefel was there. He was the professor. I probably shouldn't have said his name, but Van Stiefel was there, and he goes, all right, everybody, I'm going to play a rhythm. Actually, I'm going to play this song, bruh. He played a song. And he's like, I'm going to play this song, and you're going to have to write it down. And I was like, what? Like, you can do that? But specifically what he wanted us to do is write down the rhythm of the stuff that he was playing. So he would play, say something like For Elise. I'd have to write down the rhythm of the right hand or the left hand. And now I have to explain, because you're like, well, is that really going to help me with rhythm? Yes, it helped me so much with rhythm. Being able to hear a rhythm and then reproduce it on paper, it just brings the visualization and the understanding of rhythm to the next level, because you have to apply it really quickly in real time. You don't have time to mess around. So it's like the ultimate way of applying what you've learned to like actually practicing rhythm, like actually putting it into practice with actual real music. And then you're gonna be able to hear music that you hear on a radio and be like, oh, that's a dotted quarter rhythm, and that's this. And then when you're playing them on your sheet music, you're gonna know that you're right or not, because you are more familiar with rhythmic dictation and how these things sound, but also transcribing them then on paper. So learn about dictation. I'm going to give you a website here in a second. Very, very, very helpful and underrated skill. But I want to quickly mention before I show you these exercises that you want to be practicing these in the order that I talked about them today, these exercises. So the first you want to start out, maybe spend a few weeks just writing out the notes on your sheet music. That could take you a while. Then you want to go on to the randomized examples after you learn some rhythm. And then you want to, after that, then do the dictation. So these are in order of advanced difficulty, you could say. Let's take a look at this website here. I want to show you guys. Okay, this one, here is the website address bar. It's kind of a mouthful here, teoria.com/exercises, but there's more to it. But I'll include a link for you in the description. But this website is very helpful, and it's very helpful because it helps you practice rhythm. So if you take a look here at the options, obviously you only want to click on things you know. So if you don't know about 6/8, 9/8, 12/8, please don't click on it. You know, just click all stuff that you're not familiar with. You know, and only click on stuff you're familiar with. Then you want to click your tempo, which is how fast. So if you're just starting out, you probably want to stick to Adagio, which is pretty slow. And then what it does is I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, because I don't know if I'm recording the computer sound. But anyway, it just played a rhythm, like it was a flute sound, and then I would have to reproduce that rhythm. I actually wasn't paying attention to it, but anyway, you can listen to it again right here and take as many times as you want. This one's cool because if you get it wrong, they actually tell you like, hey, you messed up right here, here, and here. So I do like this one because it gives you a little bit more information on whether you're right or whether you're wrong. There's another secret method to practicing rhythm I haven't talked about yet, and it's by far the most important one of all, so make sure you pay attention. And that way to practice rhythm is by watching more of my videos. So I have more videos on like secret sauce of counting rhythms the right way, counting them more effectively, and I put that lesson right there just for you. So make sure you watch it. That's the number one thing you want to do next. Subscribe, have all notifications turned on if you don't already. So we have new stuff coming out all the time. You don't want to miss a beat. You know who it is. It's your piano teacher, Tim, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, guys, we're still here. That was just an outro for that part. Okay, so we'll have to do the other lesson I wanted to do today another time because of the stylus. All right, you guys have been like at war with each other apparently since I've been gone. Piano Arts, please calm down and please just like chill. Like I don't have a problem. Like I just have a problem because it's like off topic a lot, and I'm kind of getting confused. Hold on. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna ban like everybody at this point. I'm sorry. Anybody that's like not talking about piano, they're getting put in timeout, and if you continue it, I will ban you. No offense to the stuff that you're putting out, but you're clearly not here to like pay attention or like help us learn. So gotta put you in timeout, and if you do it again, I will ban you. Wait a second, Emma, I gotta call you out here. Unless you're talking about something else. Wait. I gotta call Emma out because he said, this person says off topic, but he looks like Charlie Puth. And Emma says, yo, you're kind of right. But I brought this up in a previous live stream, and Emma said, no, I look better than Charlie Puth. That's what I remember. She could have been referencing something else, but I just thought that was funny. Piano's what we're here for. So true. All right, guys. How's everybody doing? You guys have any questions about piano or what? Although I shouldn't be berating the people that I didn't have to ban. Question is the A minor chord ACE. Correct. I mean, you're right. I did say that. All right, guys, I want to tell you a few things before we maybe end it today, since they were all off-topic comments. But I just want to give you some announcements here. If you go into the description of this video, you can join our community Discord. Let me make sure I don't have anything crazy up on it right now. But we have a Discord. I'm trying to make sure there's not like private info here. Not showing any DMs or anything. Hold on. That's not it. Anyway, if you go in the description of this video, click on the link. It says join our Discord. Please join our Discord. It's a way to kind of just keep in touch. It hasn't been super active during the summer so far, but I will be posting on it more frequently. So I want to tell you about that. I also want to tell you over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, I have over 20 courses designed to help you learn a lot more about piano music. So if you like what you see over here on the channel, you're going to love the courses that I have over there just for you. You can learn more about piano, music theory, rhythm, ear training, anything you need to become a well-rounded musician. So sign up today. The summer sale is going on right now, and make sure you use code YouTube during checkout for additional 15% off. A lot of people forget that, and then they email me later, hey, can you give me the 15%? Please try to remember. Anyways, I just want to remind you about that code YouTube, pianolessonsontheweb.com. Check it out. See you, Pixel. Have a good one. Play slow and patient, I suppose. Tips for jumping across to other keys. You know, I have something on the channel like this. Hold on. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Okay, piano lessons on the web, large distances. Where's the actual video for it? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look here. This is a deep cut, as the kids call it. Well, anyway, let me do this. Hold on. Okay, so I typed in piano lessons on the web, large distances. That's all I typed in the search bar. And this first one here, exercises to help you move your hands long distances. How about that? Only 620 views. We've come a long way in the last few years, which I'm very proud of. Thank you, everybody, by the way. I appreciate that. Oh, that was our Discord, by the way. So that's what Discord looks like. Feel free to check it out. All right, let's continue. Marcos, thanks for the tips. I found it really helpful. You're very welcome. Renzo asks, hi. After learning the C major scale, let me get me back in here. After learning the C major scale in 2 octaves, you recommend continuing with G, do opposite motions in thirds and C. Yes. After learning the C major scale in 2 octaves, what I would do is I would learn all your scales in 2 octaves first, and then start messing with them, doing contrary motion, thirds. Don't do like C parallel and then do C thirds, C blah, blah, blah. You can do that if you want, but I would learn all your scales parallel, hands together, 2 octaves first. All right. I guess I'll try to tell you what's coming up with the channel. So here's what we're going to do. So home music school for now is over. I think I might even have one more theory video to put out that I think I forgot to put out. But anyway, for the most part, home music school is over. Like the pandemic's over. There might be like little parts of it that come back. So your main question is, are you ever going to finish the books that we went over? So, you know, in the piano course, can't talk today. In the piano course, we did this book here, and we got only like halfway through it. So your question's probably like, where's the other half? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll reason with you guys. Home music school, in a way, is not coming back. But what I'm going to do is I'm, at some point, maybe a month from now or so, do a live stream, a long one. And I'm going to cover the rest of this book in one live stream, which I can do. It's easier to go through the second half of the book in certain ways, because the first half of the book is introducing all this like rudimentary stuff. So I will be able to do that, probably like in a 2-hour live stream. I'm just going to go like right from the page we left off, boom, 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 talk a little bit about each page until we're done. And that's what we're going to do. Because that way, that will give people who followed the home piano course an opportunity to finish it with some instruction. And same thing with the theory course. I'll probably do a live stream where I finish off at least a good section of that book. Those will go a little bit faster, but it makes sense because the first lessons, like I said, showed you that rudimentary stuff, which kind of builds on itself. So going a little bit faster through the second half isn't a big deal, but that's my plan. I will cover the rest of these books, but it's going to be in a slightly different format, and then I'm going to put those live streams in the playlist with everything else. So that's what I am thinking with that. I just oh yeah. So the plan with the channel is to return to form, so to speak. So throughout my time, we tried different things. We tried putting out 1 video a week. We did 2 video weeks. We done the live streams, and then we did the live streams where we were like piecing them together into recorded videos. So we're going to return to what, in my opinion, what was working best, which was regular live streams and then editing those into edited videos that are, ready to go. I think that works the best. The thing I felt was missing because for a while I wasn't doing the live streams, I was just recording the videos like normal. There's benefits to doing that. The downside to doing that is I miss you guys. Like, I felt like with the home music school thing, it was like it's been months since I've made like a live stream and talked to any of you. So it's really cool to be able to connect with you. So I'm bringing back the regular live streams. It's not going to be every week. I need to find a schedule that I can stick to. So I think right now for the rest of the summer, we're going to do at least 1 stream a month. So there's going to be a stream for July. We have it today. Then there's going to be a stream for August and then September. I think starting in September, what I would like to do is move to 2 streams a month, see how I handle that. And then once I can handle that, maybe bump it up. Rather than I really don't want to over-promise. I'd rather under-promise and over-deliver, if anything. But that's my thinking with what's going on. So it's not like it's a big deal, but I have this book called The YouTube Formula, and I've been working on incorporating what I've learned in that book into the lessons. So that's kind of exciting too. You'll notice a difference, I think. What's the difference to the Alfred's Essentials of Theory book to the piano one, and which do you prefer more? Well, the theory one focuses like all on theory. There are no practice examples, and the piano one has some theory in it, but it's mostly it's mostly just piano stuff. You're mostly just going to be learning, pieces. I recommend you get both. I hate to say it. Get both. Get the piano one first if you're limited on funds, and then get the theory one. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so regular live streams are coming back in a way. Like I said, I'm going to work into it at least once a month. I want to be in contact with all you guys. Like I said, I really missed you. So I want to do live streams again. So I want to bring them back. And it actually makes it easier for me to put out regular content because I do the stream and then that helps me make content for the rest of the month. So that's what we're doing. What do you recommend on it? Improvising chord progressions. Search on YouTube, chord progressions, and piano lessons on the web. That's my pro tip to everybody, just because it would take too long. I feel like for every little question to be like, all right, let's search for it. But that's what I do. I just literally type in whatever you told me, and then I type in piano lessons on the web. And that's what we do. So just type in either improvising chord progressions, anything like that, because I have a lot of lessons on that. Okay, you got both last week. That's good. Let me get the chat back in, and then I think we are going to adjourn for today. There it is. And then if anybody else, because it looks like we're kind of getting towards the end here. And then if anybody else, I'm surprised I didn't have any questions about that, maybe because some of the people aren't here. And maybe I did get it for like, Tim, what's going on with your new channel? Because I did say that I was making a new channel, and I still am. I've been in like a weird brainstorming limbo with it because I've made certain types of video. The channel's called Stay Goody, by the way, and I made a few videos that I'm like kind of happy with, but I need to find something that I can make long term that like both is fun to watch but also fun to make. So I'm literally thinking about just turning it into like a game streaming channel where I'm just gonna stream me playing games, giving like commentary, and then adding in like something different, and then over time, kind of crafting it into something a little bit unique. Because I need to just get going on it. I feel like I'm in. They call that analysis paralysis, where you're thinking about something so long that it just never the rubber never hits the road. And so I'm kind of at a point where it's like I just got to put out content on that new channel. And you know, if it's not perfect, it's fine. It's never going to be perfect. But I think that's what I'm going to do. Is just make it into like a gaming thing. Thank you so much, Ashford Ninja. I appreciate that. I love the videos that were out. Thank you. Yeah, so I definitely didn't abandon it. In fact, I've been thinking about it a lot. And there actually is a new video that's similar to the ones I was putting out. Those are gameplay videos too, but they're like a little bit more scripted. Like I just kind of have more of an idea on maybe like a little joke I'll say, like kind of have that planned out ahead of time. But this is going to be like, I guess like improv, right? Like it's just going to be, I mean, everybody's doing it right now on Twitch and stuff. So what about coming up with melodies? What about it? Oh, yeah, again, oh, look up how to write your first song. Piano lessons on the web in the search. I have a video specifically on that. All right, guys, I'm going to go. The main reason is that I have these lights on. I don't have my air conditioner on because it makes noise, and it's probably like 90 freaking degrees in here right now. So I'm going to head out. It was great talking to all of you, by the way. And again, I want to say I missed you. I got at this point like a week or two ago, and I was like, something's not right. Like, I miss you guys. Like, I miss being on here. I also miss Rich and everybody else that was coming in. And Jeremy, of course. I have to get in touch with Jeremy, make sure he's doing good. But yeah, I missed all you guys. I missed teaching live. I think for a while I was kind of getting burned out on it, so I really am happy that I took some time to not do lives all the time, because I always say, and I've said this many times, like, I never want this channel to be a chore if I can help it. You know, I do need to make a living, but I never want it to be a chore, and I never want it to be like, oh man, I got to make another video on Friday, and I don't want to do it, and I'm just out of ideas, and you know, and and I just want to live my life a little bit, and because for a while I was just doing YouTube, like that was my whole life, but no, we're back. Like I took some time off. I'm feeling really good about it. It helps that the pandemic's easing up too, I think, mentally, but yeah, I miss you guys. So anyway, I'm gonna be in touch. Make sure to join the Discord. And keep your eyes out on the channel. Oh, I have one more thing to tell you guys. I should have mentioned this earlier. There's a lesson coming out on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be on the lookout for it. It's something you haven't seen before. So, something unique. Well, unique as in that you haven't seen it before. So, be on the lookout for that. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate you. I was so glad to have you with me today, teaching you again. And I'll see you real soon. Thank you very much. All right, guys, I'm leaving. Sorry, I was reading through the chat and realized I was just sitting here, like, staring off. Anyway, thanks, everybody. Good to see you again, Emma, and everybody else. Thank you so much. Have a good one.